Good evening, guys. Good evening, good evening, good evening. Welcome to the class of Cat Foundation. Is my audio, is my visual, is my live feed all good and clear, guys? Tell me that. Is everything good? Audio, video, you can hear me properly, you can hear my voice, you can see my screen. Is everything good, guys? Is everything good to go? Tell me in the comment box. I believe everything is good, so let's get started without wasting much time. So, I always say that never trust your gut when you are writing CAT, SAT, GMAT, whatever be the competitive exam. Never trust your gut. Always go with your intellect and never go with your intuition. Intuition, I get it. I get it. Many people have an instinct to go with the kind of like what the gut text tells us. There's a raw instinct to go with it. Problem is in the timed environment it might not, like you are pressured, the exam hall, it's the exam hall, people are walking around you, the invigilator is walking around you, the others people are clicking on their mouses, you're getting distracted by a lot of things, the timer is running out, you panic, you sweat. So what happens, no, when you follow your intuition in this kind of cases, might be troublesome. That might be troublesome. You got it. There might be a problem in which that might prove to be troublesome. You might not get the right answer. So, welcome to Cat Reading Foundation. This is Akhil Kezi on YouTube's GRADSKOOL's official YouTube channel, and this is RC Techniques Elimination. I would be giving you a overall idea on how elimination works and all the things that you need for elimination. This would be a basic and a simple class. This would be like an intro to elimination. The much higher techniques would be shared in the class. So let's start your induction. Welcome to Recom by Agil Casey. I am your favorite VRC mentor Agil Casey live on Grad School's official YouTube channel. Let's start. So, when you read, like we have a code here at grad school, we believe that there is a scientific and there's a structured and scientific approach, there is a structured and scientific approach to everything. We, like in grad school, we play with statistics, we play with logic, we don't go the gut way. So we have a code for all verbal ability questions and all VARC questions, all verbal ability and comprehension questions, we have a code, the verbal code. It says that all options are wrong until proven right. All options are wrong until proven right. Okay, guys, that is what the verbal code says, like the legal courts. All people are innocent until proven guilty. The verbal code is all options are wrong until proven right. So, RC is a major chunk in CAT 16 questions. So, 16 into 3, how much? 48 marks. So if you need to crack BERC with 99 plus percentile, then RC is very important. So this is all for the basics, I think. This is all enough for the basic stuff. So now let's get to elimination theories. So what happens? You have a passage, you have two or three paragraphs, you navigate through the passage. Okay, of course, there will be a class on psychological and scientific back reading techniques by ALP sir, which would be done with after a proper, like sir is researching on giving you better ways and the most proven ways. So we're testing and testing all the ways here, and then we will be giving you grand content on that. So what happens? You navigate through the passage, you navigate through the passage, you navigate through the passage, then you get the question stem. So there will be a strict instruction, there would be a fierce instruction on how to handle the question, and then there are options. Then comes the options. So what we do, we don't do what we do usually, we just read the options and we just select which one is right. Can work, but majority of the time won't work, because cat and all the other omits, have a way of twisting the options. Like there would be slight twists. So if you don't have these kind of pointers ready with you, then you might get into trouble. So let's see what are the elimination points. Okay. So I call it the Bain's theory of elimination. It's not actually a theory. It's something that I did for making you guys remember easily. So the first thing is like there are two type of triggers that you can use. The first one is language based triggers, and the second one is logic based triggers. So let's start with logic based trigger. It's only one, contradictions. That is the only logic based trigger that you need. See, if like if the options, if any of the data in the option contradict any of the details in the passage, contradicts any of the details in the passage, like in the passage they say all people are good, and the options say all people are bad. Okay, that's an extreme also. But if it contradicts, if any of the options contradict the data that is given in the passage, in the options contradict any of the data that is given in the passage, just cut it. Shoo. Eliminate it on the spot. We don't want it. Okay. So that is the only logic you need here. That is the logic based trigger. Now let's go to the language based triggers. It is called the Bain's theory. And this Bain's theory consists of all the things, all the potential points that would help you. Hi, Vanshesh. Hi, guys. Hi, everybody. Hi. So that would help you. This consists of all the potential points. The first one is broad. Broad. Like say, let's say Akhil is happy. Let's say Akhil is happy. In the passage, I'd say Akhil is happy. I'm writing the passage and I'm writing the options also. In the options, I'd say men are happy. So what am I doing? Akhil is happy. It's a local concept. It's like local concept. It means a particular man, a particular person is happy. Akhil is happy. Then in the options, I say men are happy. Why the hell do you do that? Why are you applying a narrow concept to a broad range? And he said in the passage that all the men are happy. No. Does that mean that Akhil is happy? Means that all the men in the world are happy? Does that mean so? No, of course not. So you're broadening broadening the idea. You're broadening the horizon of the idea. You're taking a local, you're taking a local viewpoint to a global aspect. You're over generalizing the idea. You're just over generalizing the idea. Oh my God, you're just over generalizing the idea. Akhil is happy in the passage. Okay, it's fine. Then in the options you say men are happy. अरे यार अखिल तो मैन है हाँ ठीक है fine अखिल is a man that's right that's good the problem is when you apply a local concept like a micro concept to me अखिल a special target audience and then you're taking it and applying it to the whole men so you cannot overgeneralize an idea. Okay. You cannot overgeneralize an idea. And that is the first potential trigger for elimination. Now the second potential trigger is alien. Alien. We know what is alien, right? Alien. You've seen the cartoons, the people with the horns, the green color people. See, the alien means like what is alien? When when we are living in a planet, we call the planet of the residents of other planets usually aliens, and that is the usual terminology used to describe them. So, what is alien? Introducing a new concept in the options. Introducing a new concept in the option that is not mentioned in the passage. There would be no significant evidence or trace of this thing that is mentioned in the passage. He would alien, maybe from Mars, maybe from Venus. I don't. He would something in. He would just something in. Why is he doing that? Why should he do that? That is your second potential language based trigger for elimination. Got it, guys? Third one. The third one comes to Bain's Tisra. Narrow. Applying a broad concept, man. Uh, broad concept to a like applying a generic concept. Like we are addressing the masses. And this concept is addressing. So I'll give you an example. I'd say most men are happy. Okay, that's fine. That's a global concept. It means a lot of people. And then I will do what, Then I'll say Akhil is happy in the options. Hmm. Okay, fine. Akhil is a man. Most men are happy. Can't do that, yeah. Most men are happy. What if Akhil had an accident? Will he be happy? Will he be in the bed city? Most men are happy, so I'll be also happy. Will he do that? No. So you cannot use a broad concept to a narrow. Like you cannot use a global concept to a local scenario or a local concept to a local scenario. So that is BAN, narrow. That's narrow. Now extreme. Okay, extreme. Extreme keywords. Huh? I'd say starfish are rare. Then I would say in the options, starfish are the rarest. Are the rarest. I'll use an extreme tone without the without the evidence in the passage. I'll just use an extreme tone for my own ego. For my own ego, I'll do that. It's an extreme tone. Just use an extreme tone. For what? To satisfy my own ego. For nothing else. Just to satisfy my own ego. Those kinds of extreme keywords on the spot, it should be eliminated. If the passage doesn't have an extreme tone, if the author doesn't connect to the passage on an extreme sense, if he is not using extreme sort of language, if there is no extreme emotion that is being done in the passage, then you should not go. All the things, all the options should be evaluated. Like consider the passage as a source document or an evidence document, and options as questions from it. So if there is evidence in the passage, you're free to answer the question, you're free to take that option. But if there is no evidence, you should not take it. Now the next one, subalters. Oh, I love this so much. That typical Daisy attitude, that typical Indian attitude. You know, I fell from the bike. My leg broke. Okay, fine. I would never say that I was speeding at 80 kilometers per hour without wearing a helmet. I would never say that. I'll only say the partial truth. I'll only say the partial truth. What I'll be saying is fully complete. What I'll be saying is truth. But it will not be the full scenario. It will not be the full scenario. It will be partial truth. That's a typical Indian attitude. Many people omit the parts of the truth. It's called subalters. That should also be to consider. Now you know how elimination works. When you see an option, you should first look for contradictions. Is it contradicting the data? We should use a logic first. Now then you go to the language based triggers. Then you check about the pains. Is it broad? Is it overgeneralizing an idea? Is an alien concept coming here? Then you think that okay, is a very large audience, like if a broad concept or a global concept is applicable to a simple man or a local scenario, that is also now. Then you look for extreme sentences, extreme keywords with the author's permission, that is also not done. Then there is subalters, partial truth, the typical Indian and dirty attitude. This should also be avoided, I believe. Sir, can you explain broad once again? Sure. See, broad is like, uh, let's say all Raman, Ram is happy. Hmm? Then you say Akhil is happy. This is the two people. In the passage, there is only mention about two people. And in the option, they say that all men are happy. Hmm? That's broad. See, only the evidence is two people. It's a very small target audience. Very small target audience. Very small. Then you're applying it in a global scale. All men are happy. Are Ram and Agil Indians? All Indian men are happy, still it is wrong. Or Kerala men are happy, still it is wrong. You're taking only a small sample size of 1% or 2%, and then you're applying it to a mass. You're overgeneralizing. You have a specific thing with you. You have a specific data with you. Okay, then you're overgeneralizing it. Got it? Got it. That is broad. Okay. I hope you're clear now. So, when you get the passage, you navigate through the passage, you effectively understand the passage, you just dissect the passage, then you paraphrase the passage, then you summarize the passage, and then you get the flow of the passage. Then you connect to the author, okay, what is doing. And once you get that, just do what? Just go to the question stem, follow the instructions that the question setter is given. Then what do? You navigate through the options. You look initially for the logic based triggers because this would be, you can see this from a distance. When the trigger is logic based, you can see that this is from a distance. Initially eliminate that. Then look for language based triggers. Okay, there would be some confusion. Look for broad, look for alien, look for narrow, look for extreme, look for subalters. And that is what constitutes the Bain's theory of elimination. I hope you guys are very clear on what is Bain's theory of elimination. And this is a foundation glitch. This will be only of 1 hour. So I do have time limitation, but I think that you guys know what it is. You guys have a brief idea. So once you guys have a brief idea, I'll be happy to apply it into a passage. I'll be able to show you guys how to apply this into a passage. Are we clear, guys? Are we on the go? Tell me in the comment box now. Okay, that's fine. It's fine. Okay, no doubts. Yeah. Initially, how I said, never go with your gut. In a timed environment, you're like to crack. Initially, you'll think you'll be happy going with your gut. But the problem is, when the timer runs out, you will be like, oh, I don't want to do this again. Oh, don't do this again. Don't do this. Okay, Let's do one thing. I'll give you 3 minutes for the passage and 1 minute per question. Just go on with the passage, and then I'll be doing one or two passages here. Okay, I'll just do enough so that you guys get a hang of it. You guys get how to use this concept. That is my intention. Now we have gone through the theory frame. No theory is good. Like CAT is an aptitude exam. It is actually for what? It is actually for application. So you guys should have an empirical structure, and you guys should be able to connect the application. Like this would be the theory, and then you should be able to apply it. There are constants, and then there are variables. Now exams like CAT, all the questions are posed on variables that can be linked with the constants. Constants are the same. Got it, guys? Got it? So I'll be giving you 3 minutes. So just read the passage. We'll start discussing on 522. Did you like the slides, guys? I made the slides. We put a lot of research to the content here with trial and error, many permutations and combinations in the passages. So that's it. We'll put a lot of research to the passage. You got it? If you want, I can give you one more minute. If you want, I can give you one more minute for the class. If you want, I can give you one more minute. Or else, let's go to the questions. Or else, let's go to the questions. Let's go to the questions, right? I hope you guys are done with the questions. I'll give you 1 minute per question, okay? I'll give you 1 minute per question. I'll give you 1 minute per question until you have until 5:24 for the question. You will be having 5:24 for the question. I hope you guys are done. Let's go to the next question. Let's go to the next question, guys. Only 1 minute, okay? I'm putting my timer here with me. So when 1 minute was over, I'll like sail to the next slide. So let's go to the next question. Question number three. Question. Question three. And guys, let me take a moment to introduce GradFlix. It's an initiative by Grad School. We are putting a lot of research into it. It contains good books, good movies, good content that will help you develop your charisma, your authority, your kind of tone. Your Sina founder, you know ALP sir. He's such a cool guy. He has a cool, outstanding charisma. You know, all our faculties, these guys are built on charisma. So we initially pick up those movies so that we feel that would be beneficial for you, so check out Gladflix on our Netflix, okay? On our website, not Netflix, sorry. On our website, just check it out. And also join our Telegram for immense, like there is immense amount of free content available on Telegram. Just join our Telegram channel. We'll be putting the description of our Telegram channel in the description. And for free doubt solving, join our Facebook community as well. There all the subject matter experts are available. You could have a chat with them also. I'm giving you a second glance at all the questions, okay? Question 4. question 3, question 2, question 1. I believe there is only 4 questions. Yeah, right. There is only 4 questions. So, without wasting our time, let's discuss modernism and women. Okay, fine. So the topic is on modernism and women. You guys would have read. You guys would have smoothly navigated through the topic. Let me tell you, this Flesh Kincaid grade scale of this article is 10.2. Not on the not at first nut to crack, but still it's easy. Let me tell you, it's easy. Like when the fresh green kid level is 9 to 12, it's not that tough. You can uh, term it as moderate to high, and anything about 12 to 15 can be said high, and anything above 15 plus can be challenging, can be really challenging. And for the last few years, I have analyzed all the cat papers, and the usual level they play is from 13 to 16, like the tougher passages. And there is, of course, 9 to 12 passages also, but in nothing below 10. Below 10 is not there, okay? So the flesh can, and if you want to know what flesh Kincaid grade scale is, how it is used, you can check my first video, Decoding RC, and that is there. I have explained everything on a detailed note. It's a 2 hour lecture on how how to strategize your VARC preparation, what all are there, what are the sources, what are the taxonomies. So everything is there in detail. Okay, so let's start it without wasting much time. The emancipation of women, James Joyce told one of his friends, has caused the greatest revolution in our time. The emancipation. Do you know what is emancipation? Emancipation means legal liberation, but in this case, it only means liberation because emancipation of women. You know, in the states of New York or California, after a certain age, if you have some sort of problem with your parents, you can sue for legal emancipation. That's a provision in the law of the law code of the United States of America. It means you can legally liberate yourself from your parents. So here, emancipation means liberation. The emancipation of women, James Joyce told one of his friends, has caused the greatest revolution of our all time, of our in our time. Okay, he's saying that women was liberated, and that was one of the greatest revolution in our time. Okay, fine. Modernists agree. Virginia was claiming that in 1910, human character changed and illustrating the new balance between the sexes urged. Other modernists agree. So he's substantiating what the revolution is, what the liberation of, what was the attitude, what is the attitude change. He's explaining what the revolution is. Other modernists agree. Virginia Woolf claiming that in 1910, human character changed. That in about 1910. Until then, it was a different story. But by 1910, about 1910, 1910, those year, human character changed. Human character has gone through a change. What is the change? He's saying like, and illustrating the new balance between the sexes urge. Illustrating the new balance between the sexes urge that men and women are equal counterparts. Nobody is better than the other people. So initially they were considered that male is dominant. It was a chauvinistic society, or it was a male dominant society. But the attitude has changed really now. Now what is happening? Now they're considering that men and women are the same. So she's saying, so the author is saying, read Agamemnon, and see whether your sympathies are not almost entirely with Clytemnestra. This is a Latin. This is Greek, I believe. Latin or Greek, but it's not English. So, read the minute and see whether your sympathies are not almost entirely with Clytemnestra. See, this is a piece of literature, but when you see, read, and the name Clytemnestra, you know that it's a article piece or it's a literary piece, and your sympathy does not entirely lie with the women. Now, let me tell this about this Agamemnon a bit. Agamemnon is the story of a king, and Clytemnestra was his wife who wanted to kill him because her daughter, Iphigenia, her daughter was Iphigenia, so she was sacrificed during that war the king had. So the king was returning, and this lady planned to kill the king. It's a play based on it. It's by This guy called, what is his name? What was his name? I have seen this play. Let me get it. Let me. Aeschylus. Aeschylus. It was by Aeschylus, and this man is known as the father of tragedy. It was in 5th century BC. I saw this play like my mom's an English professor, so I saw this play at her university. They were staging this play, so I have real life experience with Agamemnon and Clytemnestra. So like it's a 5th century play. So if you read the play, you know that your sympathies does not lie entirely with that lady, even though her daughter was sacrificed. So that was very before 1910. But by 1910, the human character has changed. So she's just saying that it was a revolution. What is the revolution? The new balance. The new balance is coming to existence. Okay, that's all fine. That's all cool. Now next, let's go to the next paragraph. D.H. Lawrence wrote, perhaps the deepest fight for 200 years and more has been the fight for women's independence. D.H. Lawrence, another author, wrote, quote, perhaps the deepest fight for 200 years and more has been the fight for women's independence. Okay, for the last 200 years, women's independence fight was the greatest one. Was the deepest one, with the deepest meaning. Okay, but if modernist writers considered women's revolts against men's domination as one of their greatest and deepest themes, only recently, perhaps in the past 15 years, has literary criticism begun to catch up. Now, he's giving another viewpoint. If modern writers considered women's revolt against men, so modern consider, like if they were considering this revolt of women against men only now, this is one of their greatest and deepest theme. Only now, perhaps in the last 15 years, then like the fight was happening for 200 years, but this writings were there so this writings were there only for 15 years. So what is he saying? He's saying that literary criticism has only begun to catch up with it. This fight has happening long back, but the thing is that the women, like the modern writers, they are like as their greatest thing, they have accepted it very recently, like in 15 years. Okay, now he's saying about the literature that is being taken place. The first paragraph was based on what the revolution was, and the second paragraph was like was literary criticism, what literary criticism laid to catch up. See, this is forming an empirical structure, and I have discussed in many of the classes I have already taken in GMAT and other courses. People who know how to connect it. For that, you can join our course. You can get a pure scientific aspect there also. Now, the third sentence, third paragraph. Not that the images of sexual antagonism that abound in modern literature and unmarked far from it. Sexual antagonism. Antagonism means villainism. Not that the images of sexual antagonism that abound in modern literature have gone unmarked until now. Like, there was sexual villainism in modern literature. It was abundant. It was everywhere. Eh? It was not unremarked or something. We were able to see in the literary works the perspective we bring to them, and now that women are enough to make a difference in reforming canons and interpreting literature, the landscape of literary history and the features of individual books have begun to change. So what is saying? See, there was a sexual villainism in modern literature. It it was unremarked. It was not unremarked actually. It was not unremarked. There was enough importance to it. They're just saying that literary criticism. So he's giving a counter argument that the literary system criticism was not late to catch up. There was a this is a counter argument. And now what does he say? He says that we are able to see in literary works that the perspective we bring to them, and now that women are making enough to make a difference in reforming canons. You know what is reforming canons? Canon laws that was reformed, the Old Testament and the New Testament. It's related to Christianity, but he is using here as a metaphor so that the women can change the structure, interpreting literature, and the landscape of literary history and the features of individual books have begun to change. So he's saying that the women, the individual women writers, and the people who are women writers are able to bring a lot of change to the table. Are able to bring a lot of change to the table. They're not weak. Hmm? So this is about modernism and their literature aspect, and how the women's liberation has changed the idea of the literary. I could say how the women's idea has changed about the literature, and this is all about that. Nothing much. Very simple passage. It's when you connect it this way, when you analyze the topic sentence, the connecting sentence, the coherent sentences, when you connect the logical flow, it's very easy to understand. Now I have got almost an entire theme about it. It only took me 5 minutes to explain to you guys. But when you start practicing with the techniques we give you, it will only take 2 to 3 minutes, or 1 to 1.5 minutes when you practice it in a good scale to understand all these things. So let's go to the questions now. Which of the following titles best describes the contents in the passage? So I have to give a title. So when I give a title without logic, no, this title should match to the contents. Let's see. Let's see. First, modernist writers and their search for equality. Alien concept. It's an alien concept. There was no mention of modernist writers and their search for equality. They never searched for equality. Like, it was about the change in landscape that happened to literature when the liberation of female writers happened. So there was no search of equality by the modern writers. So initially, so this is an alien concept, and I'm gonna eliminate it. Now the second option, the meaning of literature. Are they searching what is literature? They're, they're referring through the books, the meaning of literature. What is literature? What is are they doing that? They are saying that literature is an emotion. They're saying that literature is a testament. They're saying others are saying that comparing the meanings and they're trying to grasp the meaning of literature. What is that being done in the passage? Of course not. Transforming literature. Somewhat, somewhat close. Okay, Lebanon was liberated. There was a change in the landscape. Then later, like people were late to catch up, but still there was a transformation in the literature from the earlier days. Somewhat close. Okay, this is also an alien concept. So I like according to Bain's theory, I used A both here. No, this is something close. This is something close. So I'll keep it here. I'll just keep it here. I'll park it. I don't tick it actually. I'll just park it. Now let's go. Women authors. Is it actually talking about women authors? Does it mention all the women authors? Does it mention that how the change was contributed by the women authors? No. When you're writing a topic about women authors, there should be many things. Most of the things were missing. Its viewpoint was directed at the how literature was transforming, how the liberation of women like affected the landscape of literature. This is also this is a subalter actually. This is actually a subalter. So I'll also eliminate this. Sympathy in literary, again alien concept. They're saying that oh, there is a sort of sympathy in literature. When women came, they give a lot of sympathy. Their writing style was a lot of sympathetic. No, alien concept. Stay eliminated. C would be our answer. Okay, let's go to the second question, guys. According to the passage, the modernists are changing literary criticism by. So this is a local question. This is actually a local question. How? How are the modernists changing the literary criticism? Let's see. Let's see. Noting the instances of hostility between men and women. First option. Eliminated alien concept. Was there any mention of hostility between men and women? Where men were hostile to women, or whether women were hostile to men? Where any instant was noted there? No, it's an alien concept. I'm gonna remove it on the spot. See, these are the kind of traps that the question setter takes. So you should be always in look for the traps. You should go. You should go with a critical mindset. If there are 5 options, of course there is only 1/5, 20% chance that your answer is right. So you always follow our verbal code. All answers are wrong until it is proven right. We'll have to pick it. We'll have to pick the evidence from passage substantiating it. Read the passage as an evidence document to the questions. Once you skim through the passage on that level, you can easily eliminate it. Okay, let's see. Now the second one, seeing literature from fresh point of view. Somewhat close, right? He's saying that what the changes has happened, what was the change, like modernists changed literary criticism. Of course, the modernists said that like consider like greatest and deepest themes, then only perhaps in the last 15 years. So giving a fresh set of eyes to modern literary criticism. Somewhat close. Let's see. Let's see whether I have. good options, good, better options. It's always the game of choosing the best. Let's see. Now, the third option, studying the works of early 20th century writers. Alien concept again. Where was it mentioned that early 20th century mentioned? Well, I'm studying it. I'm studying all the works of the alien. No, 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 no. Of course, it's an alien concept. I'm gonna just eliminate it. Let's go to the next one. Reviewing books written by feminists. I don't believe there was even a term feminist inside the passage. I don't think so. And reviewing books, वो तो बहुत आगे के बात है. It's a long road again. Alien concept, somewhat introducing another alien. I think this author is from Mars or something. He's putting on all the aliens in the question. I don't like it. I don't know why. Not the author, the question set. Let's say, being judgmental about literary writing. Is the author being judgmental? Is he judging? Oh, this happened. I see. Oh, that's your mood. Haha, literally, I'm not happy about it. You know, you did being judgmental about it. No, no, no. It's not happening. Alien concept. The author is just analyzing the things. The author has a neutral tone. He's not negative. He's not judgmental about it. So this parked option would be my right answer. If there are more options to be parked, I'll choose the best one I feel. Okay. But usual scenario, it doesn't happen. Let's go to the next question. Question 3. Other quotes James Joyce, Virginia Woolf, and D.H. Lawrence primarily in order. Show that. Okay, why did he quote them? There are many authors quoted in the passage. One was James Joyce, one was Virginia Woolf, then the other one was D.H. Lawrence. Why did he quote them? Let's see. A. They were feminist writers. Is there any evidence in the passage they suggest that all of them were feminist writers? Nah. The passage is not talking about Simone de Beauvoir or Paul Sartre or somebody else. Lilith Ambika Antajanam. No, of course. All the well-meaning, they were ineffectual. Again, alien concept. Never said that they were well-meaning or they were ineffectual. Alien concept. This question set is from Mars, boys and girls. I'm sure about it now. All the options can be eliminated. We only used Bain's net. We only use S and A. So I think let's go to the third option, C option. Before 20th century, there was little interest in women's in. I don't know. There is no evidence in the passage that says so. Alien concept. So we'll just eliminate this as well. Fourth one. Literary writings and literary criticisms have changed. Somewhat close because they are saying that the liberation has caused the landscape change, the canons of the canon reforming the canons, changing the landscape. Somewhat close. Okay, fine. And these guys were cited as examples. Okay, fine. That's a good option to work with. Let me see the next one. They were philosophical. Okay, they were saying that I am an existentialist. I have a certain kind of philosophy in my life. Another one is saying that I was a modernist. I have another kind of philosophy in my life. No, still work with D. So D is the best option. Now the fourth question. Okay, fourth question. The last question of this session. This is the last question. We'll be done with this question. The author's attitude towards women's reformation of literary canons can be best described as they're reforming the literary canons. Literary canons, it's a reference to canon laws of Bible that was reformed. So women are actually changing the landscape of the environment, landscape of the literature. So what is the author's attitude? Ambivalent. Ambivalent. Uncertain whether this should be done or not. Did the author give you any signs of uncertainty? No. That's it, boys. Antagonism. Again, alien concept. Okay. Villainism. Antagonist means villain, protagonist means hero. Positive roles are protagonists, heroes. Antagonists are negative roles and villains. That's no villain attitude. I didn't say that. He was like, oh, how dare they? Oh, how dare they do that? There's not that kind of talk. It is not negative. Right? Indifference. 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 What does indifference means? Lack of interest. He was like, oh, of course, there was a problem. The women reform. Okay, fine. I don't care. Why should I care? It's all about the women. I don't care on their issue. Was that kind of the attitude? No, of course not. This is actually a tone based question. There's a tone zone hazard sheet shared in our Telegram channel. It's called the tone zone hazard. Why is it shared? Because many people confuse tones. So it's a tone zone, like on which zone your tone falls. It also gives you the difference between other tones. It's a very detailed PDF. Just you can get it in our Telegram channel. Just refer to it. Next one, endorsement supporting. What is endorsement? Supporting or approval. Kind of true. Kind of true. He's saying that okay, women are enough. Change the literary canons to change the landscape of literature. He's supporting it. He's not contradicting it. So not contradicting. He's supporting. It's fine. It's fine. It's a good option. Let me see whether I have hatred. He's like, oh, how dare they change it? Who are they to change it? I really hate them. Did they do that? No, no. He did not have that kind of negative attitude. Hatred, no. So endorsement. See, guys. So now we have already learned a beautiful theory called the Bayes theory of elimination. And then you guys have already also solved a beautiful set. A set of having a flush Kincaid density of 10 point. It's a beautiful set. It was taken from PYQ as well of MHCET. I just wanted to begin somewhere. So it's a beautiful set. It's a great set. Now you know how to navigate yourself through the passages. What are the things that the author is going to throw at you? If you need more sessions on like this, just comment what sessions you would like. What would you like to see me again? Just comment it there. Also follow our. We have a lot of social media platforms. Telegram is for immensely for doubt solving interactions and kind of material sharing. Then there is of course our own Facebook doubt solving platform. Just go there, post in the doubts. Visit our website, subscribe to Grad School, join Grad School for happy cat preparation. We make learning so fun. And it was so fun for the 45 minutes, 49, 50 minutes I have done. So if there are no doubts, I would like to end my live. If there are any doubts, feel free to ask in the comments. So I think that's done. It's all cool. It's done. So I'm going to end my stream. Okay. Bye bye, guys. See you next time.